Can y'all see that?
Sir.
Yeah.
And it's here. Football. Playoff.
Football.
Am I the only one that doesn't have a team in this race here? Because my fucking Jets suck.
God damn it, Kyle.
Yeah. Yep. You are.
I am, right? Fucking Jets.
Definitely have nothing to worry about for a while.
Yeah. It might be a couple decades.
Yeah, it might be. It just might. The way they're looking. I might die.
But they have a good Mormon boy at quarterback. Come on.
Well, no one expected the Eagles to be in this year until they did.
Oh, I know.
My God, can we stop with the fucking Eagles talk already? We haven't even gotten into the
Yeah, they
bracket.
made the playoffs.
Come
We're
on.
gonna have to deal with it. We're
You
gonna have
should
to
have
deal with it.
tied
We're gonna have to
with the
deal with it
Cardinals,
for
darn
60 minutes, and that's it.
Yeah.
Those fucking Philly fans.
It all starts this weekend.
How about the
We're back, baby.
dumbass coach decided to call the timeout, and the game would have ended up in a tie.
Oh, I wish it time.
Playoffs.
That would have been fantastic.
Instead, the Steelers make it, which they shouldn't.
Yeah, the
No,
Yinzers
Lord, no.
should have been out this year.
Oh, the Colts messed up too. They
How do you lose to the Jaguars? Oh my God. Well, that's Carson Wentz for you.
That was beautiful. Oh my God, I was so stoked about that game.
It's not our problem anymore.
Y'all got picks out of that trade too.
Yeah.
We won that trade.
I said Drake. Devin Booker wants to fight your wrapped up there.
This is so stupid. Like we have no fans.
Exactly.
Right?
No fans there.
And you're gonna complain about the mascot? Man, you soft. You soft as hell.
What's up,
And
Jason?
he made the free throw.
Bryce.
He made the free throw. It's not even like he missed the free throw.
Made it, exactly. And what if the Raptor fan that's always under the seat? You know, I don't know his name.
Nav Bhatia, Hall of Famer. No.
Kayla,
Oh yeah, that guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kayla, you only have the Chargers coach to blame for them not making the playoffs.
Yeah.
Staley, you, buddy, you lucky you have a job still. You lucky this is your first year.
All right. Hello, everyone. Before we get started here, as you guys are jumping into the room, make sure you're hitting that like button. And we really would appreciate some participation. Tell us what you're thinking, who you've got winning these 6 matchups. And please make sure we're going to be engaging with the comments this evening. So make sure that we're participating. We'd love to hear from you. We'll get started in a minute or two here.
Absolutely.
God, the Pacers are just getting their asses beat on tonight.
Atlanta's gonna save you.
You know, it's funny, Ben. Every time you come on, you say that. It's like it's so.
Well, no, I mean, so they're playing the Celtics tonight. So fuck you, Pierre.
And Jason. Jason's a Celtics fan too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Really? God.
Oh yeah.
No, because the Pacers and Celtics played on Monday and it went to overtime, and that was in Boston. So now they're in Indiana. So it's like, all right, Indiana should get their shit together, come out with a win. Nah, they're down by 19 goddamn points in the middle of the fourth quarter.
That's what I fucking hate the NBA scheduling. Like it's so stupid. Like just last week, the Celtics play the Knicks on like Thursday night, and then they turn around and play them on like Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
Well, the thing is too, especially in your own division, right? It ends up being a little bit iffy, especially if let's say one team is dealing with injuries, then you get 2 losses within.
Right.
I don't know, man. It's just they do have to adjust that stuff a little bit. But what are you gonna do?
It's all right. Gunning for the number 1 overall pick this year apparently is the game plan. Tank City, baby.
Yeah.
We'll do another. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that's what the Colts look like they were doing this year.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
Success, not successfully,
season.
but
All those rushing yards by Taylor for nothing.
nothing. All
Poor
that
guy.
mileage for nothing.
They fenced it up.
On a different subject, I'd love to know why Megan Fox is with Machine Gun Kelly.
He proposed to her too.
You know, it's kind of like all those years she was with Brian Austin Green. She just needs a fixer-up project.
Yeah.
I mean, Brian Austin Green and Machine Gun Kelly, they're practically the same person, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Did you see Machine Gun Kelly's nails?
Yeah.
Interesting nail. His manicurist is definitely getting paid.
I mean, it's already bad enough with his tattoo choices. I mean, he just walks into a parlor and points at a wall like, I'll take that
Give me
one.
that.
Okay, sir.
It's like Eminem beat him in a rap battle so bad he beat him out of rap.
Yeah.
Listen, it was bad. I shouldn't even admit this, but my 13-year-old loves that song.
Oh, man.
And he clearly shouldn't be listening to it, but my son loves that song.
You Eminem side or Machine Gun Kelly?
Oh, see, there's my son chiming in down there. He's saying, yeah, I did like that song. He loves that song.
Whose side though? Eminem or Machine Gun Kelly?
My son, Eminem, man.
Okay, just checking.
Get him in the rock music.
So
It's
Ben,
okay.
you wouldn't recommend doing that for my next tattoo?
I would highly recommend never doing that for your next tattoo.
All right, so before we get started, if Leon was to get a tramp stamp, what do you guys think it should be?
Back.
Ooh.
Oh, dude, that Angels logo,
New era flag for sure.
No,
the jersey script. Hey, yeah.
it's got to be the
Drake
caution,
out. Drake out.
caution wide load.
Kyle Lowry.
I think the Colorado Rocky Mountains would be glorious.
Yeah.
That'd be
Mountains.
badass.
What about
Mountains always
90s
win.
tribal with like a butterfly in the middle?
Oh, dude, I would
There you go.
contribute financially to that if you did it.
Hell no.
Or a butterfly with the 90s tribal in the wings. That would be pretty good, too.
90s tribal
Hey.
butterfly.
We're about to get started, right?
Okay,
But when we do the Detroit Tigers draft, right? The swinging tiger draft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking we should also, after we draft, right, for each one, we should have the audience select nicknames for that swinging tiger.
Ooh,
Mm.
That sounds
that'd be good.
Why?
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 I think people would love to do that.
There's not enough nicknames for those Tigers logos.
God, my one of my best friends and I coined the fucking coked out tiger a decade ago, and somehow it's spiraled out of control over the last 2 years.
No, they still can't get it right.
And they can't. It's astonishing. It's just like I don't know how many times I got to just like hammer it in.
Yeah. Well, you'll get your chance if you want to watch the swinging tiger draft when we do it.
Dude, I might do it with like 12 lit cigarettes going at the same time. I mean, I'll just be like pacing around my house, like, what the fuck is everybody talking about?
Yeah. Jason Hill said, you mean Leon is going to cover up the tribal dolphin?
Oh,
It's a badass tattoo.
For as many tattoos as I have, that area has yet to be tattooed for me.
damn.
You have a virgin lower back.
Yes.
Fantastic. All right, you guys ready to get started here?
I know.
100%.
Yeah.
I know what we're
100%
doing on our.
Uh,
I know what we're doing on our next vlog trip here.
What's that? Getting
Getting
Leon
Leon
tramp stamped?
Yep.
that'd be a doozy.
Welcome to the vault, guys. We're back with another episode of View Sports Talk. We got the usual suspects in the house. Leon, Pierre, Jason, Ben, Kyle, and Neil. Today we'll be breaking down the NFL playoffs. So Pierre, take it away.
Leon, I have a question first.
Yes, sir.
It just popped in my mind. It's not about the content of a potential tramp stamp. It's more, would you do a neck tattoo
Nope.
or a tramp stamp? If you were forced to do one, which would it be?
Probably tramp stamp. There's no, you can cover up a
Yeah, right.
Smart
You
answer.
can't-
area.
Shirt, where sweat like cover it. It's not gonna be seen all the time like a neck.
You can't win though. In that, like, that's one of those questions you can't win by answering.
No.
No.
Because I think Leon's parents would be pissed if he got a neck tattoo.
Yeah, something right up. Yeah. Oh, that's a good look, though.
Well, can I ask one more
maybe I'll do it.
tattoo question since we're on the subject?
Yeah.
If Jason were to get a neck tattoo, what should it be?
I got a long neck.
I got to go with the. I mean, because most of my tattoos are baseball logos, so I'm feeling Cedar Rapids Colonels.
I'm gonna be good.
Okay.
Bill
Leon,
Iowa
get in.
Oaks.
Leon wants to get in on this. I can sense it.
Yeah.
Give me the.
I mean, I got
all-seeing
the
eye.
Colonels tattoo on my leg. So
Give me the all-seeing eye right there with,
Right
with the
across?
huge angel wings that just go all the
Oh.
way. Yeah.
That would hurt like a motherfucker. That's for sure.
big.
Nah, the worst place that I felt for a tattoo was on the inside of my arm.
Really?
That's easy.
Oh yeah,
Tribal tattoo is like
It sucks.
The
when it
inside of
gets
the arm,
closer-
man.
Closer to the armpit and closer to the elbow kind of sucks. But
And I
the
got
middle
through
is
that one pretty easy.
Oh no, that was rough. All right, no regrets. Pela Mela thinks it should say no regrets. No regrets.
No regrets.
No regrets,
Yeah.
baby.
No regrets.
All right, so you guys ready to get started? We're gonna kind of talk through the 6 matchups in the playoffs, this NFL playoffs this weekend. I guess we could start. We'll start in the AFC. You guys okay starting there?
Yeah.
Oh,
I feel
yeah.
like that's the weaker of the games anyway.
Yeah. So let's start Chiefs Steelers. I don't think anybody here is gonna be taking the Steelers. I hope not. But what are the thoughts on Chiefs Steelers? And I want to hear from everybody, but I also don't want to be calling on people like we're in class. So how about we just jump in here? Chiefs Steelers. What are you guys thinking?
I'm hoping that the Chiefs break Ben Roethlisberger enough that he actually does retire. Because I think that's what it's going to take for him to walk away from the game. Well, he won't be able to walk away from the game, but he's never going to stop playing as long as the Steelers keep letting him. So hopefully he gets beat bad enough that he's like, "Fuck this shit, I'm out."
You want him to pull a Vontae Davis, like from the Bills a few years ago, just retire at halftime?
That'd be sick.
Yeah, that would be great. That would be awesome.
I'm not certain that listen, he's a big son of a bitch.
He is
Huge.
but he's old.
Yeah, he's so
He's fragile.
tired of going already, man. He has to retire after this shit. You would think, right? I mean, what else is left? I mean,
They basically had a curtain call for him in week 17 at their last home game. So
Yeah.
It should have ended there. Damn it.
and
I can't. I for one can't stand Ben Roethlisberger. I can't stand the guy.
And the thing is, like, the amount of shit he's done off the field
yeah, exactly.
and has actually gotten away with it. Nobody brings it up anymore.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, that's
no,
what
this guy's got to go.
is going away. Everybody.
He's single-handedly drugged the Steelers franchise down into the fucking doldrums.
Oh, big time. Because who even is their backup quarterback? I mean, who's going to take over the role as soon as he's done?
Mason
Mason
Rudolph.
Rudolph.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
That's what I was going to
okay,
bring
good
up.
luck.
They haven't really like got anyone young to replace him.
And that's on them. That's on them.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, that's not Ben Roethlisberger's fault.
No.
No, but they've also spoiled like
That's-
some of the best offensive players. Like
That's
couldn't
just
get that
poor
team together.
succession planning.
Yeah,
Correct.
I mean, I
Yeah.
like Mike Tomlin a lot,
yeah.
but I can't stand Ben Roethlisberger.
I think from a gambling perspective, this game is interesting. Like, even though we all realistically think that the Chiefs are just going to blow Pittsburgh out of the water, but I go back to the game against the Vikings where down by 30 and Roethlisberger and company mounted this huge comeback against the offensive juggernaut that is, the Vikings, for Christ's sake. So I don't know what the betting line is at the moment, but I would say I kind of expect the Steelers to cover it within like the last 5 minutes of the fourth quarter, but I still feel like the Chiefs are going to win this game.
Yeah,
Let's go ahead and bring up Caesars here while we're at it.
The Chiefs kind of scare me sometimes because they're so great offensively and defensively. They've been playing great pretty much the whole year, but they have sometimes where they kind of play down to their opponent. And in the playoffs is not the place you want to do that because obviously
Correct.
you lose, it's over. Do I think the Steelers have a chance of winning? Absolutely not. But if the Chiefs come out some way, sometimes like they do, and they kind of play down to their opponent, you never know. Crazy things have happened, you know?
I mean, the Chiefs at times, I know it's the playoffs, but the Chiefs at times this year have just not looked right. And
No.
they've done an awful lot of winning for a number of years. And at some point that, all those long runs are going to take its toll unless you're, Tom Brady or something. But I just think, I can't see them losing this game, but I could see it being a little closer than perhaps we might, people might think it would be. For, if anything else, maybe 3 quarters, 3.5, whatever, until the Chiefs really start pulling away. But yeah, I agree with Kyle. I mean, look, it's the playoffs. I mean, you sleepwalk enough, it's gonna catch you. I think the Chiefs win this game pretty handily in the end, but I can definitely see it being a game for at least a half, maybe 3 quarters, until the Chiefs just start doing their Chief things and big touchdowns and big plays. But yeah, I can see it being a little close for a while.
This isn't a guaranteed win. I mean,
Kansas City's 12.5-point favorites, by the way.
Which makes sense because the two of them played each other the day after Christmas, and the Chiefs won by 26 points. Yeah, so the line spread makes sense. But the last 2 weeks for the Chiefs, I mean, they lost to the Bengals despite having a 17-point lead in that game. That was 2 weeks ago. And then they only beat the Broncos by 4 and didn't even cover the spread.
Struggled against the Broncos too.
I feel like
I got the Chiefs in this game, right? But the more I look at the AFC, the more I realize it's fucking weak.
Yeah.
I mean, like even their number 1 seed in the Titans. I get it. The Titans are good, but they're not. I don't know, man. This isn't like the NFC.
Yeah.
Correct.
The problem with the Chiefs is once they start giving up a lot of turnovers and all, I feel like their team kind of gives up, or they don't have enough to kind of make up for the mistake or whatever. It's kind of like when you're watching the Warriors and Steph has a bad shooting night, they just can't get nothing going. I feel like that's kind of like the Chiefs' MO. It's like if they're giving up 2-3 interceptions a game, they don't have enough to kind of make up for it.
Yeah.
Especially if Mahomes starts, because he sometimes when he doesn't take care of that ball, he just, he starts slinging it and trying to make passes and force certain passes to keep, to guys. And sometimes those interceptions that he throws is like killers, So,
well, the league is starting to figure him out a little bit. I'm not going to say like that he's now like, because he's still superhuman, right? But I mean, they're figuring him out a little bit.
And if anything, the good thing is that the Steelers don't have a bad defense with Watt obviously rushing the passer. They got Minkah Fitzpatrick back there in the defense, so they have a pretty good defense, but their offense is not gonna be able.
They don't have enough firepower if they get into a shootout.
No.
I just got one more thing to add. Fuck the Steelers.
Spoken like a true Raider fan.
Ginzers, baby.
I mean, Mahomes it's really been a tale of 2 players, right? With Mahomes, I mean, there's some games where he's completely dominant, and then others where he shits the bed.
Yeah.
I mean, he still racked up almost 5,000 yards passing. I mean, extra game, obviously, but I mean, that's not it's 4,800 yards. That's no joke. But I don't know, man. This game is definitely, in my opinion, the Chiefs. But I mean, it doesn't mean that the Steelers don't have a chance.
Yeah.
I mean, Kelsey's going to be the X factor for the Chiefs in this game, I think, just because the Steeler defense has always been solid. So I don't see the Chiefs running game doing a ton. They might get at least 75 yards. Like, I'll give them that, but it's going to be an air attack, if anything.
Yeah. All right. You guys ready for some of these comments sometimes, man? Meat staying spicy with a flavor saver on his chin.
Yeah, dude, I'm going with a new look. What do you guys think?
You know what's funny is like the thing about what we do, right? Like, is nothing's gonna get by people. If you do something different with your face or your clothes or whatever, they're on it, man. They're on it.
Well, I mean, this is like the only part of my face where I actually grow facial hair, and so it makes it a lot easier to shave if I just go whoop whoop. I'm done.
Yeah, Leon's nodding his head.
I
Yes.
wish I had that problem.
That flavor saver, that's pretty disgusting. That's a disgusting term. All right, so
it is.
let's move on to
I always
Bills
thought that was a
Patriots.
mustache.
Let's move on to Bills Patriots, guys, if it's all right. So we
why
got
do we have to see this game again? We just saw it twice in the
I know,
last
right?
4 weeks.
Yeah. You guys
Why are
watch
these two?
I still have nightmares on how cold
I was
that
gonna
day
say,
was.
I think the craziest thing about the playoff breakdown this year is like how many individual matchups that we have going on in the playoffs right now.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
going to be even colder on Saturday night.
Dude, I was gonna
No,
say,
then that day, I heard it's not as cold.
Oh,
Listen,
really?
it may be as cold, but there's no fucking way it's as windy. There's no way.
The wind was the
if there's
was
no
the crazy
win,
factor.
Bills by 20.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. We'll see.
Sorry,
I don't think the Bills
Pierre.
are winning by 20, but I don't see the Patriots winning the game. And I'm a Patriots fan, but listen, 20 points is ridiculous. This is a Bill Belichick team in the playoffs. I've seen so many times throughout the years of watching the Patriots where they get destroyed by someone. Actually, the Bills one season just destroyed the Patriots 38-0, and the Patriots ended up winning the Super Bowl that year, and they trounced Buffalo. I believe it was in the playoffs. So, I mean, I've seen Bill Belichick teams do much more impressive things throughout the years than it would be to beat the Bills this year. But I do think I personally think the Patriots are going to lose. I don't think they're ready yet for this. I do think the defense is solid, but they're susceptible to the run. I don't think Mac Jones is where he needs to be yet. He's definitely where I love to see where he's at right now. I think he's in a great place developmentally, and where I feel like he's ahead of the curve in terms of where he should be. But for this game and for the playoffs, I think he's a few more years out before he's like a dominant force in the playoffs. That's just my opinion. But if the Bills have trouble, they had trouble with the Patriots run in the game that we saw, and the Patriots have two solid running backs that they can throw at you. You never know, man. If Bill Belichick gets that defense right and it becomes like a ground game, I don't know, man. You never know. You just never know.
Buffalo's favored by 4.5 or 4.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Both of these
Just
teams
throwing that out there.
they very evenly matched with each other as far as like rankings, offensively, defensively. But like you said, Pierre, I think when it comes down to it, Mac Jones had a great season. He's been struggling a little bit as of late, which is, I mean, it's almost expected from a rookie, right? If a rookie doesn't struggle, it's shocking that they actually don't struggle. But the system with Belichick and what they do, obviously he's not out there throwing 30, 40 times a game because, like you said, they have a good running game. And that defense, obviously, they have a great defense. You can never count Bill Belichick out. As much as I've seen it firsthand as a Jet fan for many years.
Listen,
Yeah, go ahead.
this is what Belichick does with young quarterbacks. He's not going to let them throw the ball. He didn't let Brady throw the ball. Like
No.
it was a highly run dependent offense when Brady was young, and it was really predicated on what the defense did, what they did offensively. And honestly, I mean, he's not going to handle Mac Jones any differently. He's not going to treat Mac Jones any differently than he did Tom Brady. I would not expect Mac to throw more than 20 times, if that. And the defense, I think the defense is going to be very, very good in this game. I think the Patriots defense is going to be ready. I think it's going to be a close game. I would say the Bills by a field goal.
Damn, it's going to be
That would
fucking
be
degrees.
that would be fashionable for the Bills to actually win on a field goal. So
It would erase some Scott Norwood vibes, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I just think right now the Bills are a bit of a more complete team at the moment. So, I mean, I would go with them. I could see something like that, maybe a 3 score. I mean, they win by a field goal late, in the fourth quarter possibly. So I think with Buffalo, I think I'll take them on this one. But I think it's a lot closer than.
So you're taking the points, the Patriots. Is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Got it.
Listen, the X factor is Belichick, man, because that's the one thing that like the Patriots have going for him, man, is Belichick. And I've oftentimes thought that he's laid it up in a game just because he doesn't want to show all his cards. I do believe he's that way, and that's something that I've seen with him over the years. But any other thoughts on Bills Patriots? Go ahead, Kyle.
I'm sorry. I guarantee for this game, the Bills are going to see a completely different man, defensively. That, like you said, that they didn't see those first two games. So I Belichick, knowing him, he's gonna come out and show something to Josh Allen that he hasn't seen yet. That's just how he is.
Listen, Belichick is always playing the long game.
Yep.
He's not playing for today. He's playing for the long game. He wants to win every game, but he's playing for the long game. He's thinking about winning today and making sure he has enough to take them out later. So like I truly believe that about him. I'm watching him for years, man. It's the same shit year in, year out. But Jason, you have something to add?
Yeah, I was just gonna wrap it up.
And Neil.
Oh, okay. Go ahead, Neil. I'll have the final word.
I was just, this is just one of those type of games, and like, like some weeks ago when Buffalo won in New England, you could just you can tell like the Patriots are like stewing over that one, and Patriots are just one of those teams. They just never forget about things, little things. They just never forget, and this is like one of those kind of games that you just think there's no way that, come on, the Patriots aren't going to win this one. And they just find a way. Their defense rises up. Belichick finds a way. I think Buffalo's going to win, but I would not be surprised at all if the Patriots pull this one out. Just because, it seems like it's going to be the kind of game that is inducive to the Patriots with that defense, with Belichick, with I know both teams kind of were trending in different directions at the end of the season, and Buffalo certainly got the better of them. But I just have a feeling about this one that this one, it might go the Patriots' way. This one, it just might.
Good. Ben, did you have something to add before Jason?
Yeah, I'll throw it in quick. Since the Bills lost to the Buccaneers in overtime back on December 12th, they have just been handling all their opponents. So I was joking earlier when I said the Bills by 20, but I'm still going to say Bills are probably going to win by at least 13.
Ooh. Wow. Well,
I'll be the ballsy gambler on this one.
Okay. Well, you know what? I'll be the ballsy gambler too, and say the Bills are the Patriots bitch. And that's not going to change with this game.
Wow.
They need to grow up a little bit more. For you betting at home, take the money line. Patriots by 6. Move on to the next game.
I like it.
All right.
I like it.
All right, good. So let's move on to the final game in the AFC. You got the Bengals with the 4 seed against the Raiders, the 5 seed. Again, this looks like a pretty good matchup.
Yeah.
Cincinnati's consensus 5.5 point favorites at home.
I'm actually shocked at the Raiders being in this position after all the turmoil they went through this whole year.
Yeah.
With the Gruden situation, obviously Henry Ruggs and the situation he went through. And, Carr was just consistent the whole year. Didn't have a great year, but did well enough to get his team into the playoffs. Obviously, it took to the last game. But I'm surprised that they're actually in the position they're in just because of everything they went through throughout the year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The Bengals putting their non-playoff winning streak on the line. I think it's since 1991. I think they beat the Oilers. And the Oilers don't even exist anymore, so it's been a while. So it would be cool to get that monkey off their back. They had all those runs with Marvin Lewis, and they could never get it done. So
well, because half the team would get locked up at mid-season.
Yeah. Always one and done, literally.
Probation is a bitch.
But I think Burrow had a great second season. Him and Jamar Chase were just dynamic together. Obviously, they played at LSU together. So obviously, I think Jamar Chase was a good pickup for them. I think it's gonna be tough for Oakland, man. Honestly, Joe Burrow is just so good. They're playing in Cincinnati, like Leon said. Cincinnati doesn't have a history of winning in the playoffs when it comes down to it. But neither does Oakland as of the past 20, 25 years. So,
their playoff history
21.
is so bad, they don't even play in Oakland anymore, Kyle.
Yeah, it's Las Vegas. So listen. I think we're mostly the consensus here is the Bengals, right? Is that the consensus here?
I'm actually going for the Raiders in this one.
Oh, all right.
Man.
I go back. I go back to the November 21st game where the Bengals just punished in Vegas by 19 points. But I look at the last 4 weeks of the Raiders. I mean, because they literally had to win every single game to get
They
into
had
the
4
playoffs.
playoff games in a row.
Yeah, and they did it. And their average win margin was 3 points. So the Raiders at +5 is tempting just because of the fact that obviously their wins are going to be tight. But it's the Bengals. It's the Bengals in the playoffs. And, you know, even though we're talking about a completely different set of players, different coaching than in the past, but these things matter. I mean, there's always the stigma in the back of every player's mind, like, oh my God, we don't want to be this team that fucks it up for our city. We don't want to be considered, you know, on the same level these other guys. And the Raiders are going there with like a lot less pressure on them. So that's why I feel like Raiders are going to do this. And the defensive line for Vegas the last couple of weeks has been phenomenal. A lot of sacks, great pass rushing, stopping the run game. So it's like, I think all around the Raiders have the capability to pull the upset.
All right. So listen, let's do this. So I got one more question for everybody. Before we do that, let's go through the matchups again. Leon, can you just notate who we all selected?
So I haven't made my pick on this one yet.
Do it.
So who had what in the last?
So we'll get there, Jason. Let's go through. Let's recap where we're at now. So Chiefs, Steelers. I have Chiefs.
I think we all had Chiefs.
Everyone had Chiefs.
Chiefs.
Okay. Bills, Patriots. We all have the Bills. Does anyone except for Jason who has the Patriots?
Yep. I got the Evil Empire too.
I'll take the Pats.
Oh, okay. So you got the Patriots too.
Yeah.
So Neil, Pats, Jason,
All right.
Pats, right?
Yep. Bengals, Raiders. So far, we've got everyone with the Bengals except for Ben, Raiders, right?
I got the Bengals by a field goal. Yeah.
Okay. And then Jason, who you got in that game?
Well, so my head says Cincinnati, but my heart says the Raiders. And here's why. Because Max Crosby will be on Joe Burrow more than his girlfriend is. So for those at home, take the money line. Raiders by 3. Next game.
I don't know, man. All right, so let's do this. So that actually, you know, this is a good segue into the last question about the AFC. Which quarterback do you trust most in the AFC? In these 3 matchups. So I'm going Burrow.
I don't trust him. He's got no playoff experience.
Don't care. I'm going Burrow.
Actually going with Burrow too. Mahomes is the best quarterback, but Mahomes is prone to do some stupid shit.
Yeah, he's got that Favre gene.
Yeah, he does. Exactly. He'll throw that pick every now and then. So I trust Burrow. At the moment, I trust Burrow a lot more. I agree with you.
Yeah, and to address what you said, Jason, everyone has to start somewhere.
No, I know.
You know, like,
you asked me who I trusted this season, and I don't trust Joe Burrow until he's done it.
I think you don't trust Joe Burrow because he's playing the Raiders.
That's it too. He's a bum. He doesn't deserve to be on the field unless they win. And then
all right. So I got Burrow. Kyle, you got Burrow. Leon, who are you choosing? Who is the one you feel most comfortable with? You're most confident in?
AFC quarterbacks. I'm taking Mahomes.
Okay, Neil.
I'm gonna go with Patrick Mahomes as well.
Ben.
Pride of Wyoming, Josh Allen, baby.
All right. Jason, Derek Carr.
No, Patrick Mahomes. Carr's a bum too, but he's slightly less of a bum than Joe Burrow is. So
slightly, yeah.
I think the Chiefs are going to win, but I think Patrick Mahomes is going to throw for like 230. I just have a feeling, man. I don't know, man.
Well, he won't need to throw much more than that against those Steelers.
Just a lot of slot passes, man.
All right, so let's move on.
Wait, who took the? So Kyle, what was your pick for this last matchup?
I took the Bengals.
Cincy, and then Neil.
The Bengals.
Bengals. All right, I'm gonna take the Bengals because I don't trust Derek Carr in the cold.
That's true. Yeah.
All right, Leon, that was
Ben,
a great little.
Raiders? Did you take Raiders?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
Me and Ben knows what's up.
Rolling with the nation, baby. Even though I'm not a Raiders fan.
Yes.
RN for L.
I think the Bengals are going to fucking kill him. I really do. I really think the Bengals are going to kill him.
It just depends how much Crosby can and that defensive line can get to Burrow and rush him. Yep. If they can speed him up, they got a good shot at winning.
I think honestly, I think the one contributing factor of why the Raiders might also pull off the upset, it's the 1:30 West Coast game. It's so, Raiders are going to be rested up. They're not going to have to deal with an early ass morning 10 a.m. West Coast game. So,
All right. So, guys, before we head over to the NFC, we have 45 people watching right now. If you all could hit that like button for us, we would appreciate that.
Do it.
Let's please hit that like button before we move over to the NFC. And for all of you out there, I'd love to hear which quarterback, everybody watching, which quarterback you're most comfortable with in the AFC. Put that in the chat while you're hitting that like button. And we're going to start to move over to the NFC, which seems like definitely the stronger of the two conferences this year. Leon's Arizona Cardinals have had a precipitous fall. They were looking poised to be, as Leon and his Athlon football annual suggested, prediction annual suggested they were going to be fantastic. Leon then, basically, what would be the right word, Leon? Borrowed their prediction.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
Nah, but Leon, you look like a prophet for most of the season.
Yeah. And then as soon as JJ Watt went down, the whole season went down the toilet for them. But JJ Watt is set to come back, I heard. And this one's a weird one. This is a Monday night game.
Yeah.
So he got an extra couple of days to heal up. So get better, JJ. We need you back.
Well, what's interesting is the Monday night game is going to go up against our top 25 of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What time does the Monday night game start?
5:15 West Coast.
Yeah.
All right, how about for the rest of the human, the normal people?
8:15 Eastern.
5 o'clock. I was like, what the heck?
Yeah. So, oh wow. So 8:15.
We like to watch our football while it's still daylight hours. Come on.
I think we're gonna have to switch this up, then, guys. We're gonna have to switch our top 25 up.
I think so too.
And for everybody out there, we've only got 28 likes here. That's not okay. That's not acceptable. Considering
hit them thumbs up, baby.
Don't be a Belichick. Leave those.
Well, hey, given some of these responses for their quarterbacks for the AFC, I'm surprised they're not liking the show because they're all over the place.
they are.
Dang.
They are. And Overtime often wants to come on the wrestling show, Jason. You should make that happen. He's a good dude.
I might send him a quiz just to make sure he's qualified.
Oh, he's qualified.
Ding, ding.
He's entertaining as well. All right, so let's move on. We're going to start. So we're going to go to the NFC. We got Bucks, Eagles. And for all of you that haven't liked this video yet, you're about to find out why you should, because we all have to tolerate Neil. So that should look at him. He's already flapping his wings and shit. Let me listen. Do you mind if I start with this one? Is that okay? Because the Bucks by 2 touchdowns.
They're favored by 8.5. Vegas knows something.
I'm gonna pop another 6 points on there. They're gonna win by 2 touchdowns. They're gonna absolutely demolish the Eagles. And you keep talking about what they did to Brady last time. They know how to beat Brady. Bullshit. Bullshit.
I forgot my dog mask. I should have worn my dog mask. We're good at being the underdog,
They are going to get absolutely hammered. I mean hammered.
Mm-hmm. Don't let your Brady bias get in the way.
I'm letting the football knowledge bias get in the way.
Listen, I'm riding with Brady all the way to the Super Bowl, and then he retires.
Really?
I believe if Tom gets to the Super Bowl and wins this year, he's done.
Huh.
If he doesn't, Giselle's going to whip his ass. She wants him home.
She needs that sugar daddy or the daddy at home taking care of the kids.
That's right.
She's the one that wears the pants. Do you remember when Wes Welker dropped the pass?
Yeah.
You guys remember that? She started screaming at his teammate about dropping a pass in the Super Bowl. It was insane. I was like, holy shit, this woman's crazy. But like, you know, she's definitely the tougher of the two. But what are your thoughts here? All kidding aside, I know we want to Neil, let's start with you. So let's get this shit out of the way. So
exactly.
Who you got in this game?
Well, listen, in the wild card round, it's the most susceptible to have upsets. I believe in my birds. I do. But listen, I'm no fool, despite what you might think. Okay.
I don't think you're a fool.
I know that, listen, Brady's the GOAT. They are the defending champs for a reason. Tampa is a really good team. They're a tough out. And I'm glad that the Eagles are playing Tampa. I am. Because I like the matchup. And I also like the fact that the young players that the Eagles have are going to get some playoff experience against a great quarterback and a great coaching staff too. Temple Tough, the Buccaneer coaching staff, right? And also against a team that are the defending champs in their building. That being said, if there was a team that's built to play and beat that Tampa Bay team,
it would be the Packers.
It's the Eagles. And the reason it's the Eagles is because, listen, the two teams play each other here in October. The Eagles ran the ball 9 times in that game. And since that time, the Eagles found what their identity was, and that's run the ball, be physical. This is a run-first offense. They have a great offensive line. They have a mobile quarterback, and it doesn't matter who they hand the ball off to, whether Miles Sanders is going to play in this game or not. They all produce. The Buccaneers are a very good defense. They do have some pieces missing, and they're starting to leak some oil in the run defense. They're still a top run defense in the league, but in the last 5 games, they've given up an average of 109 yards on the ground and 5 yards per carry. Now you're playing against a team in the Eagles that do play physical, very good offensive line. You have a mobile quarterback, and they can run. As long as the Eagles play to their strengths, they have a good chance of winning this game. How do you stop a Tom Brady? You got to keep him on the sidelines. You have to win the time of possession. You got to win the ball. The Eagles, to win, they're going to have to hold the ball. They're going to have long scoring drives that end in the end zone instead of field goals and not turn the ball over. It's going to be raining in Tampa. The weather is conducive to running the football. And listen, the Buccaneers, they do have some of their weapons out of this game, but I'm not overlooking that. I'm not overlooking Brady. He's the GOAT. He's still going to find his receivers. He's still going to find Gronk. But again, the Eagles, the chance.
Listen, Tom Brady's a great bad weather quarterback.
No doubt.
He always has been. I think back to games where he played Chicago when it's like 5 degrees out and snowy and he still smoked them. I don't know, man. I just
on the moon. I mean, but regardless of all that, again, how you stop that is by keeping him on the sideline. And you can't beat yourself. The Eagles cannot turn the ball over and hope to win the game. They also can't do what they've been doing in the past month or so and start slow. If they start slow, they'll lose the game. If they turn the ball over, they'll lose the game. But they got to play within themselves. They got to play to their strengths, and that's run the ball. Run first offense. Keep Tom Brady and that offense on the sideline, and you have a chance to win. I mean, listen.
You're going to need more than keeping on the sideline. You're going to need turnovers, which is not – I have a hard time – I don't know, man. I could be wrong.
I just think that, listen, if the Eagles lose this game, it's not going to shock me. Right now, we're playing with house's money. We weren't really expected to be here anyhow, but the fact that they are with a first-year head coach and some young players, a quarterback making his first playoff start, listen, you get in there, anyone has a shot. You just got to play your game. And, absolutely. If they turn the ball, if they don't cause any turnovers from Tampa, it's, they're going to have some trouble, keeping up with that offense. But I believe, again, if there's a team that could do it, it's the Eagles. Will they? We'll find out on Sunday. But I gotta go with my birds in this one, at least to have a shot. I think there are going to be tons of Eagle fans at that stadium making noise, doing their thing. Tampa fans are giving up their tickets because they don't like the rain. So, it is what it is. I'm going to give my Birds in the city of Rocky. I'm going to give my Birds a puncher's chance to get this W, and then probably to lose to Green Bay next week. But it is what you get.
Right,
maybe we get a W.
All right, I couldn't agree less. So what do we who else has a take here? Ben.
I mean, as the resident Buccaneers fan, I'm gonna interject, my thoughts on this one. So going back to when the Eagles and the Buccaneers played earlier in the season, it's just like Jalen Hurts got it done with his legs, ran in for 2 touchdowns, couldn't get an air attack going, despite the fact that Sean Murphy Bunting, their best secondary defensive player, was out, and the Buccaneers won by 6 points. So even though the Buccaneers are favored by 8.5 going to Philly, I feel like the Eagles are going to cover that. I still think it's going to be a 5-6 point win by the Buccaneers. But the bigger points, as far as like the way the Buccaneers have played the last few weeks, and especially going into this game, it is Shaq Barrett back, JPP back, Leonard Fournette back, Levante David back, Giovanni Bernard back. So all
Eagles done.
Yeah.
AB rapping.
They're coming back, baby. So, I mean, because, even though they got, Le'Veon Bell the last couple of weeks, who really hasn't done much for them, Antonio Brown obviously is not going to be a factor anymore. And go figure, he has his tantrum against the Jets. And then that actually motivated the Buccaneers to play better and come back and win that game. So
Le'Veon Bell was the most overrated running back I've seen in many years.
I agree.
He would literally sit back. He was blessed with a fantastic offensive line where he could stand back and literally just look for a hole as the offensive line created. It was all about the offensive line. Like I don't know, man.
He put up
Le'Veon Bell is like, huh?
Dude,
he put up some crazy numbers with those couple
taking
years.
that year off killed him. That killed him.
Yeah.
Scott Miller ran for more yards than any other actual running back on the Buccaneers last week, and that dude's a skinny ass fucking receiver.
Scotty Miller?
Yeah, Scotty, baby. Them getting Fournette back is huge. But yeah, Brady in cold weather, Brady on the road, Brady against the Eagles. Or no,
Listen, you're right. No, but even with Brady, even when I watched Tom with the Patriots, he doesn't care about the weather. It doesn't fucking stop him.
No,
it doesn't stop him. And I never worry about him. That's why he is, in my opinion, the best quarterback to ever play the game, because there's really no hole. There's no hole. Because you want to go play in the snow, go play in the snow. You want to play in the heat, play in the heat. You want to play wherever you want to play, he's fine.
Yeah.
Peyton Manning's biggest downfall in all of those years was the fact that he couldn't play in the fucking cold. He was a baby.
Yep.
He needed a dome and he needed heat. Tom Brady said, I don't need none of that shit. I'm going to beat you wherever the fuck we play. And I think Tom is going to rack up some statistics in this game. And I think I wouldn't be shocked if the guy threw for 350 and 4 touchdowns and they blow him out by 2 touchdowns.
We'll just
you can write that down if you want
to come in for a play and strip sack him once.
That's just my opinion, though. We any other takes on this game, guys?
This is my parlay game. We're gonna make you guys some money on this one, so pay attention.
Oh, here we go.
Right. So we got Tampa Bay favored by 8.5. Take Tampa Bay. We got the over under at 46. Take the under because I don't think the Eagles are going to score, and I don't think Tampa goes over 45. And then your third parlay is Brady prop over under 2.5 touchdowns. Take the over. The Bucks win in a landslide. Good night.
If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
I'll be okay with that.
Brett.
Yep. Leon, you got a take on this? You've been awfully quiet up there, big fella. I know you're trying to design your tramp stamp, but we want to know what you think about this game too.
All right, so useless stat of the game. Brady is 1-3 against the NFC East, and all those were Super Bowl games. Granted, because whatever, but I don't think it matters. I take them.
No, you're right about the NFC East thing, man. That the Giants twice, and the Eagles. So because that brand of football is tough, man. It really is. That NFC East, the NFC East sucks, right? but they play this grinded out, like kind of old school sort of football. That's a pain in the ass to deal with. But I don't know, man. I don't see that happening in this game. All right.
Break out the Philly special. Let's go.
We need Kyle's pick. Kyle's the only one.
Oh, Kyle.
I mean, I'm taking the Patriots to win, but give me the Eagles +8.
Well, they're not playing the Patriots.
They're playing the Bucs.
that was
Jesus Christ, Kyle, what's going on with you, man? Like you're calling like the Oakland Raiders over and over again. Now you're calling.
I'm still not used to it. I'm so used to him.
Kyle's a baseball fan. So yeah.
Ben, did you like Tom Brady before he came to the Tampa Bay Bucks?
No, and I still really don't like Tom Brady that much.
He's quarterback for your team.
You're kind of forced to because there's probably video documentation of how much you hate him.
Oh, there is. No, there's a lot of tweets, even him on the Buccaneers, of how much I hate that he's part of the team.
Tom, without Tom, you're not sitting there with that getup talking shit to Neil.
See, that's not necessarily true.
Whose jersey are you wearing right now?
I'm wearing a Trent Dilfer jersey. Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Trent Dilfer.
The pride of Fresno State, not with the last name Carr. Come on.
Who's the greatest quarterback to ever play the game?
From Fresno
Steve
State?
Young.
David Carr.
Who?
Steve Young.
Derek Carr.
Steve Young.
Greatest running quarterback of all time.
All right, let's move on to Cowboys 49ers.
We're losing viewers with this fucking Eagles talk.
Yeah. Well, let's go Cowboys 49ers.
Game of the week.
Go Niners.
I got the Niners in this one, man. I do. I love to hear everybody else's take. Let's start with Leon.
I'm gonna take the Niners because I feel like Dallas, we don't really know how good they are. They beat up on their own division. They're not good outside their division. So they were 6-0 against NFC East, and they're 6-5 outside. On the flip side, the Niners are 2-4 within their division, but 8-3 outside their division. So bet Niners.
All right. So everyone out there, as Leon, thank you for your pick. As we're out there, I want to hear what everybody else out there thinks about 49ers Cowboys. Let's get your pick into the comments. Let's hear about it. And Leon, thank you for your thoughts there.
This must be the actual LeVar Ball in our comments because this guy's crazy as fuck. He's saying the Cowboys are winning it all.
Wow. That's a Cowboy fan, right?
Yeah.
Listen, I mean, I think it's similar to what Neil was talking about with the Eagles, although Neil's was far more like ridiculous.
Science fiction. Yeah.
We'll see on Sunday, Pierre. We'll see.
If the Cowboys, if they put it all together, they're fucking dangerous, man. I know people don't want to say it out loud because people love to hate the Cowboys. I hate the Cowboys. But if they put it all together, they are pretty dangerous. I think the Niners defense will have something to say about that. But the Cowboys, they're dangerous if they're clicking.
Yeah, no, they are.
I agree.
I think the biggest question is, will they put it all together?
That's the thing.
And that's the thing. I mean, Dallas has all the talent.
Well, you just a few minutes ago, you were very optimistic that the Eagles were going to put it all together in a pretty little package.
As a Tom Brady Dallas hater, I will say that their coach is a buffoon, and at some point that's going to catch up to them.
Correct.
And I would hope it does against the Niners because I would love nothing more than for those local bandwagon Dallas fans to just go away until next season. Another early exit in the playoffs. No ring since '95. As much as the Eagles winning, I love it when Dallas loses, particularly in the playoffs. Oh, it gets me. It gets me right now, right in the feels. Yes,
I love all those fans that grew up in the '90s, right? And they love the Yankees, the Lakers, and the Cowboys. Those people, I love to see their teams lose.
I still don't understand how that did they just go over the map? Like pick an area code at least.
Yeah, right.
Just an area code.
The natural, I don't know, man. It depends. There's a lot of reasons why people do things, but listen, I do think the Cowboys. I got the 49ers here, but the Cowboys are dangerous. Any other who else has thoughts out there around this
No,
game?
I got 49ers in this one, and two reasons for this. The Niners were sneaky good this year. I mean, a couple of weeks ago when we had talked about, with like 4 games left in the season, I thought the Niners could potentially like overtake the division. They didn't, but they went on a good tear while the Rams and the Cardinals kind of floundered, and the Niners put on a solid performance to get into the playoffs. So on Twitter through the Hack Club account earlier this week, I had talked about a paper I wrote when I was in college on the economics of the Dallas Cowboys and why Jerry Jones will only put a team together that is successful during the regular season and doesn't care about the postseason. Like he talks like he does, but I'll summarize it basically. The Cowboys just don't have the firepower to really dominate the playoffs. Like them playing in the division that they are, it's one of the weaker ones. I mean, when you beat up on the Giants twice a year, when you beat up on the Washington football team twice a year, it's whether or not the Eagles are going to be good any given season. And the Eagles were actually pretty decent this year. I'll give them that. So the Cowboys still got in, but going against other teams outside the conference, outside the division, it's hit or miss. And so once you get into a primetime spot in the playoffs, the Cowboys are just going to fall apart. And they've proved it ever since the late 90s. So the Niners, being a Super Bowl team a couple of years ago and still have most of the same pieces, not to mention their utilization of Deebo Samuel as a running threat now, it's like I don't see why anybody would pick against the Niners in this game.
Yeah, no, the way
I'll tell you why I'd pick against the Niners. Garoppolo.
Yeah.
This game comes down to the quarterbacks and who you trust more in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Is really what it comes down to. Dak has not proven himself in the playoffs.
Correct.
In fact, and when it comes to big games, he falters. And
Maybe
Jimmy
I'm
G
wrong here, but when did Garoppolo carry the team through a playoff game?
I'm not done. Jimmy G is just all over the board all the time, regular season and or playoffs. So it comes down to which quarterback plays within themselves the best. And flip a fucking coin. I don't know.
Yeah.
I still say it's Jimmy G between the two.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I think the 49ers are gonna win, and I think you look at the talent on both teams. I think Dallas has more talent, but for me, it's gonna come down to coaching. I just trust Shanahan more than I do McCarthy. McCarthy's gonna either fuck up the time on timeouts, like he's gonna be left without a timeout at the end of the game where he can't challenge play. So for me, Dallas has the more talented team overall on defense, offense. But for me, I think the coaching is going to play a big factor in this game. And I just trust Shanahan a lot more than I do McCarthy.
Same.
That's why I'm going to go with the Niners.
My question is, did Garoppolo's porn star girlfriend dump him or no?
Yeah.
I mean, he's got another one waiting in the wings anyway. I mean,
Why wouldn't he?
dime a dozen, man.
He's dreamy.
I'm taking Dallas in this game.
Yeah. Talk about a game with some serious pass rush though, both sides.
I know,
Yeah.
I'm taking Dallas in this game.
I'll take the points because Dallas is favored by 3. I'll take the points and the under. It's at 51.
That's crazy.
I don't think we're getting to 51 in this game.
I don't think we are either. Low 40s.
So I don't speak gambling. What does that mean?
Over under number 4
No.
points.
Which
Which team are you taking?
Oh, I'll go with San Francisco.
All right, cool. And we're missing Neil's.
I'd rather San Francisco won. I just think it's going to be Dallas. I would rather San Francisco win. I want to be clear. I'd rather if it's San Francisco.
Yeah.
I'll take the Niners in overtime.
I see it shaking out very similarly.
Then the game of all games.
Here we go.
Didn't we already discuss the Raiders and Bengals?
Arizona.
I got Rams, Cardinals. So, Leon, you want to start here?
I think it all depends on JJ. They've already ruled out DeAndre Hopkins, so that's not looking good for the Cardinals. That's a huge blow.
Oh, snap.
Oh boy.
But
Murray's bestie.
At this point, I got to ride with the Cardinals. I mean, whatever.
You
I
got to
picked them
do
to
it,
go to
Leon.
the NFC final. So I'm sticking.
It's called championship game
whatever.
in the NFL.
Yeah, whatever.
Listen,
I'm listening.
This is oh man. So obviously in division rivals, but the way the Cardinals finished the season, man, they struggled down the last month of the season. I think they went 2-4 over their last 6 games. They lost 3 of their last 4 games. Fucking pissed they lost against the Seahawks because the Jets would have got the 7th pick instead of the. That's besides.
Even when the Jets don't play, right, Kyle. Even when they don't play,
they lose. Exactly, they can't win no matter what. But it's interesting because Stafford, as much as his stats, if you look at his stats, he had I think 41 touchdowns, 17 interceptions. He had a great season if you just look at his stats, but he's kind of been up and down, inconsistent from game to game as far as turnovers are concerned.
I mean, 17 interceptions, right? That's a lot.
Yeah, that's it.
He's never won a playoff game either.
Kind of been all over the place. I know they say he's been struggling with some injuries, but at the end of the day, he's out there playing. So, you look at the Rams, obviously they made all these trades. Well, they signed Odell because he got released from Cleveland. They traded for Von Miller. They got a stout defense, but they haven't been playing up to par, I think. And I think sometimes when you bring all these superstars in, doesn't always mesh as well as you would think. Didn't like Jalen Ramsey punch a teammate the other day in the face?
Makes you play better.
Yeah, so for this game, as inconsistent as Arizona has been, I think Kyler Murray is just so dynamic, and he can just have one of those just freakish games where he just does incredible things as we've seen. So I think I'm going to go with Arizona, and it's probably going to be an upset because who's favorite? The Rams, right?
Rams by 4. Well, it's all over the board. It's 3.5 to 5, depending on where you go.
I'll take Stafford just a flat out for the win.
Stafford could tie the record for most postseason starts without a win with a loss. This one,
yeah, but that's
the great
not
Andy Dalton.
That's not going to happen. The over/under on this game is 50. I don't know what Vegas is smoking. This thing's going to go way over that. It's going to be a shootout. It's a track meet, really. In Kroenke World, we're going LA Rams 45 and Arizona Cardinals 38.
What?
Wow.
Yep.
Go ahead. That shit, Leon. So I want to make sure that I come back to that.
No, write it down. Put it in pen.
Put it down.
In pen, Leon.
Every time you start talking about over-unders, Leon looks over at his other screen and he's just like, what the fuck is he talking about?
Nothing for the win and to cover.
Oh yeah.
There we go.
Cooper Kupp has certainly been Stafford's Megatron in LA this year. So, congrats to him on that. But, I look at the pairing, if they're not in sync, and I mean by that, I mean Arizona's secondary defense is actually pretty solid. So if they're able to stick Kupp throughout the majority of the game, which is obviously going to leave OBJ open, it's really whether or not Stafford is going to feel comfortable throwing to OBJ. This last week against the Niners, I mean, shit, he didn't target OBJ until like the last series of the game. And so I don't know. I don't know what kind of Stafford we're going to get. I feel like the Cardinals should be in a better position to win. I mean, especially if they've got, dudes coming back from injury, anybody coming off the COVID list, etc. I don't know. I don't know what Sean McVay we're going to see this week, because the way the Rams just imploded in the second half against the Niners just is like, it's not good to go into the playoffs with a game like that. So I feel like, the Cardinals are destined to pull the upset on this one.
Yeesh. All right, Neil, did you pick yet?
Oh boy, this is a tough one. I mean, both teams just
hammer the over.
You didn't have enough time. You didn't have enough time to contemplate this when the other 8 people went.
I kind of like the I kind of like the Rams in this one. I think it's going to be a good. I think it's going to be a good battle. I'm just going to go Rams. It's my first choice at the top of my head. I'm just going to go Rams and stick with it.
Can I go change my pick now?
Look, Vegas.
No, I'm going Rams as well.
Yeah.
Listen, it's a game of momentum. It's momentum. Like, to me, it's not on the Cardinals side.
Right. You could say it's kind of not on the Ram side too, but it's
no,
tough.
but I think the drop off for the Cardinals was bigger.
Right. I would agree.
And missing DeAndre is going to really hurt. I mean, obviously that's one of the better receivers in football, his number one option. He's just Kyler Murray. I mean, he's prone to sometimes have those kind of up and down games too, especially, but he's just dynamic. And Stafford, as much as talented as he is, maybe he was part of the problem in Detroit. I know Detroit sucked, but you could kind of see where he's like, he kind of does some dumb shit sometimes.
Spoken like a Georgia quarterback right there.
All right. So, guys, we're about to wrap up here, right? So we got all of our picks in. So, I mean, which quarterback do you have the most confidence in the NFC? Let's go besides Tom Brady.
Okay. Aaron Rodgers.
No, not. I'm talking about of these matchups.
All of these matchups. Okay.
Oh man,
this is tough. That's a tough one.
I'm going Garoppolo. I'm not a Niner fan, but I'm probably one of the few people that actually has a little bit of faith in Jimmy G.
I'm going Stafford.
It's definitely not Jalen Hurts. I don't like. Oh man, yeah, I gotta go Stafford. I mean, I'm like picking yeah.
So it can't be Brady. So I'm gonna have to say it. Jalen Hurts. I'll say it. I'm not afraid. Come at me.
What?
Come at me.
Jalen Hurts is more than just his last name. It's how he's gonna be feeling after this game.
No, it's all right.
This weekend.
Gonna hurt. Strip sack.
I mean, yeah, as long as he doesn't have like a fan structure following him, like it almost happened in Washington. My God.
You see, he avoided the rush there too. Yeah.
Dude.
He knows how to do it. He has those quick feet.
Listen, are you taking the AFC quarterbacks or the NFC? I think the AFC actually has better quarterback play.
They do.
Yeah.
They do.
I agree with that.
Across the board.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
It's interesting, though, when you think about it, right? Because we talk about how important the quarterback is to winning and whatnot. But when you look at the playoff field, we think the NFC is stronger, which I believe it is. But the better quarterbacks are in the AFC.
Yeah.
I think the
Overall.
two NFC, Brady.
Yeah, but NFC's very top heavy in the
right. That's what I mean. It's like overall, I think it's stronger quarterback play in the AFC. But yes, the two best quarterbacks that I would trust most. And I'm taking Brady over Rodgers. I'm going to be frank with you. I'm taking Brady over Rodgers. But
I'd go the other way.
I would not. How could anyone this day and age take Aaron Rodgers over Tom Brady after all we've seen over the past decade and a half? I don't understand how anyone can still do that.
This year.
It doesn't. Everyone's talking about this monumental year that Aaron Rodgers had. I would challenge that Tom Brady's year was just as good. I don't care about the quarterback rate. I don't care about Tom Brady's year was just as good. Just as good. He's 45 fucking years old right now, right? And he threw for 5,000 plus yards. And the guys, I mean, we're talking about a matter.
He had 17 games to do it, though. Jeez.
In 16 games, you would have 4,900 yards. But, my point is, I don't know, man. No, everyone's entitled, Jason. You're entitled to say Aaron Rodgers. I have a hard time understanding how, after everything we've seen throughout the years, and everyone talks about Tom Brady had better weapons. Really? He had better. You weren't watching football when I was then, because Tom Brady won Super Bowls with fucking Troy Brown, a 5'10" receiver. That was his number one receiver.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers has always had good weapons. He's always had good weapons.
Givens.
The only year where Tom Brady had like
Wait, are we talking these playoffs or their entire career? Because there's no question the entire career I'm taking.
No, but the entire career is what you just got done saying a few minutes ago, that you didn't trust a quarterback because they had no playoff experience. So then it all matters. To me, like the track record.
Burrow's in his second year in the league. He has 0 playoff games.
I want this. If Tom Brady plays, if the Bucs and Packers play, we got to watch that shit live together.
Yeah,
we got to find a way.
We should watch Eagles Bucks live together. Let's
fuck
go.
No, we should not. Nobody wants.
I'll be watching it. So
well, nobody wants to watch that shit show. That's going to be a train wreck. Train wreck.
Obviously, we may not be able to do it, but let's try to hit 2 of these games, right?
Yeah.
Not these. I'm talking 2 playoff games that we think are prime matchups.
If that, which is more than likely will happen, that'll be next round.
I mean, instead of doing our top 25, we could easily watch Arizona and LA next Monday night.
I'm down. Sure.
That'd be a good game. It'll be a track meet. Take the hammer the over. Hammer the over.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, the whole thing is like getting our TVs lined up.
Yeah.
That is the worst part of it all.
Nobody can use HD is really what it comes down to.
Or we all have to use HD.
Yeah.
So Neil's tube TV would have to be upgraded.
Oh no. I have a nice 55-inch over there. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. This is the same TV I watched Super Bowl 52, and that's right. That's a good TV.
He's got a man cave there.
No, but I want to chime in on this Brady Rodgers discussion. The one thing they both have in common is they both suck ass against the New Orleans Saints. So fuck both of them.
The Eagles should contact Malcolm Jenkins and get some information.
That is true.
Former Eagle, he is.
That is true. And listen, Salvador, like what I'm telling you is Tom Brady did not have superior weapons. That's all I'm saying to you. He had 1 year where he had Randy Moss. Like, I mean, he did not have superior weapons to Aaron Rodgers throughout his career, period. I don't care what anybody tells me. I paid attention. I was watching it. I watched the Patriots every single game. I paid attention to everything. I'm telling you, Aaron Rodgers didn't have lesser weapons than Tom Brady. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. The defense, maybe, but even that is overstated. The Patriots had plenty of years where their defense wasn't top 5. There was plenty of years like that. Everyone makes it out to be like Bill Belichick. Every year he coached, it was a top 2 defense. That's bullshit. You can cut defenses up in many different ways. You can go scoring, you can go yardage, you can go this, you can go that. At the end of the day, like, you can make anything look any way you want with statistics. You really can. I mean, I do believe that the Patriots had better defenses overall, but when it came to offensive weapons, Tom Brady did not have superior weapons to Aaron Rodgers, period. I hate Aaron Rodgers.
There you do.
No, I don't hate Aaron. Listen, I don't want to be like that guy. I don't hate Aaron Rodgers. I think everyone talks about this whole thing about he's more gifted than everybody. So what then? Where the fuck are the Super Bowls, man? Like, I don't understand. Like, I don't care. So what? He can run. He can throw the ball on the run. I don't give a shit. Tom Brady can do something he can't. Tom Brady can stand in the fucking pocket and he can wait for a hit to come and act fearless and composed. That's almost as good a skill as running around. I mean, honestly.
No. I will never judge 2 quarterbacks based on how many Super Bowls they've won.
I will.
Because Super Bowls are made. I mean, Trent Dilfer is a better quarterback than Dan Marino, then.
No, listen.
You're talking about a 1 sample size.
Yeah, we're talking about one. We're talking about one. We're talking about Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers both had.
Eli Manning's better than Dan Marino. He's won 2. Exactly.
No, but listen.
Both times.
Aaron Rodgers should have won more.
Yes.
Possibly.
Yeah.
He should have won more. He's the superior quarterback. Right? Skills wise.
He's also only in the game half the time.
I think it's also fair to say that the level of competition the Packers were facing most of the time in the playoffs was a little bit tougher than the Patriots.
NFC is generally, in the last 15 years has been a better conference than the AFC.
I mean,
Sure.
the Patriots had to get by, Peyton. They had to get by those Ravens teams, the Steelers a few times. They had to
Chargers.
go. They had to go.
You know,
against the
can I
Chargers.
just tell you what I don't understand?
Yeah, they had to go.
I just don't understand why a pocket quarterback such as Tom Brady is frowned upon versus someone that can run around and throw the ball on the run. I don't give a fuck if you can throw the ball when you're on the run. I don't give a shit. I'd rather if you were in the pocket, composed, breaking down the defense and picking it apart that way than running around like Mahomes or Aaron Rodgers and chucking the ball around. Aaron Rodgers, I will give him credit. For some reason, that fucker doesn't throw an interception. I don't know. It's an amazing skill for a running quarterback that throws on the run. Okay. But
he doesn't run that often though. That's the thing, right?
No, he's mobile. He is far more mobile than Tom Brady.
But I would still consider him a pocket quarterback.
No, I would not, because there's always the threat of him running. Every defense knows the guy can run. So there's a difference in the way you play a quarterback like that. Tom Brady, you're never worried about that fucker running anywhere.
Oh, no. He's never crossing the line of scrimmage. No, ever.
The thing that impressed me most about Tom throughout the years was that the guy stayed composed even when he was about to get fucking destroyed.
Listen, after we cause him to retire.
Well, they changed the rules for him too.
Here we go. They changed the rules for him. But listen, either way, this is a good conversation, man. I can't wait to see Tom Brady hand Aaron Rodgers another L in life. So when that occurs, I'll be extremely happy. But this is fun, guys.
So we didn't get Kyle's pick for
which one?
Quarterback.
Kyle, who are you picking for the St. Louis Cardinals?
For the New England Patriots.
NFC quarterback other than Tom Brady that you.
Yeah, that's who I would go. I would probably go with Garoppolo because he's not going to be. He's going to be. San Francisco's a heavy run game team, so the ball's not going to get put in his hand as much.
Yeah, he's not going to lose it for him. Yeah,
I would probably say Garoppolo.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, listen, I love this. I love this episode of Sports Talk. This was good.
Hammer the over.
Playoffs.
Argued a little bit, went back and forth. Leon, have you finalized the tattoo choice?
Not yet. We're still on.
I think you should get one of Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers hugging.
Hugging. No, both of them riding a butterfly together.
Oh,
with a dolphin and a rainbow coming out of it.
A unicorn. Them riding a unicorn with butterfly wings.
Kyle Lowry holding a cardinal.
Kyle Lowry holding a cardinal. I think the Athlon Sports Annual logo.
And then you got to get one of those like barcode tattoos done.
Oh,
so
sure.
when you put your phone against it, it plays the theme song to Reading Rainbow.
Okay, now let's take the attention off Leon for a second. Now, Jason's neck tattoo.
Mm-hmm.
The over under.
Bet the over.
Nobody's got anything?
Bet the over.
Hammer the over.
Yeah. No, this is fun, guys. Listen, we'll probably have some more football talk next week, right? Maybe it'll probably be kind of football consumed over the next few weeks, which will be good.
Oh, yeah.
One last thing. Jon Lester retired.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
18 years.
200 wins.
Hey, listen, man, an under the radar, very solid pitcher, man. Won
He's
3
the
World
reason
Series, right?
He's the reason the Chicago Cubs finally got to the World Series.
I think Theo Epstein might have a lot to do with that too, though.
He was that
Yeah.
stabilizing factor in the rotation that finally put them over the hump, though.
He was an absolutely solid left-handed pitcher. I mean, he was,
throw to first
and he had one of the best pickoff moves in baseball.
Oh,
Probably amongst a top 5 pickoff move in the history of baseball.
He couldn't
Insane.
even throw it to first base.
Yeah,
But
I know.
he looked
Being a
at
wise
you.
ass.
Okay, I was going to say, I'm like,
He was terrible. He was terrible. He could not stop he was going to get stolen on 4 times a game.
Yep.
it didn't matter.
automatic.
He had the yips. He had the yips when it came to throwing.
He was Chuck Knobloch, but in pitcher form.
Mhm.
Remember when Knobloch like forgot how to throw the ball?
Yeah.
Go from second. He had to put his ass in the outfield.
Oh, Jason Hill. That's it. I'll just win, baby.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
No,
Yeah, but in all honesty, before we wrap up, like Jon Lester was a highly underrated pitcher. I mean, the guy had 200
He's
wins.
fantastic.
No, I got something to say about that. Jon Lester was a good pitcher, probably a little bit better above average pitcher, but 2014 Jon Lester with the Oakland A's. For as much as anybody wants to say that Jon Lester was a dominant force in the playoffs, fuck everybody who says that, because he fucking sucked ass against the Kansas City Royals that cost the A's the fucking wild card game. Fuck Jon Lester. I'm glad he beat cancer.
I'm pretty sure the A's cost the A's the
No,
playoff game.
no, it was all fucking Lester.
Yeah, listen, Jon Lester wasn't just above average, man.
Yeah, he was good.
He was
a good pitcher, man.
Sucked ass in Oakland.
Would you rank him higher than Cole Hamels?
Oh yeah, dude, he had 2,500. He had 2,500 strikeouts.
I know that.
He had a 3.6 ERA in his career. Cole Hamels like fell off, man.
Cole Hamels had probably a better like
Peak
upside,
maybe.
Yeah,
better peak,
maybe.
but John was way more consistent.
And a shout out
except apparently those years in Oakland.
Well, no, his half the season. The whole reason they got him in was because, we need a guy like this for the wild card, and he gave up 7 earned runs. Fuck Jon Lester.
His peak. Listen, he had 1, 2, 3, 4 200 plus strikeout seasons. That 2016 in Chicago, he was second to Cy Young. Went 19-5 with a 2.44 ERA. I mean, he also had a 2.46 ERA in Boston in 2000 between Boston and Oakland in 2014.
Honestly, the biggest news from that is I didn't even know he was still playing.
He was with the Nationals last year.
Yeah, the Nationals.
Was he?
Yeah.
That's where our Red Sox pitchers go to die. Like Papelbon went there too.
Gotcha.
And Bryce Harper.
Yes.
Pushed him in
Listen, it's all right. And just so you know, Ben, you were so angry as you went on that Lester diatribe, your internet started to shake.
Yeah.
Go back and watch that. But yeah, no, Lester did kind of shit the bed over there, right?
Yeah. But I mean, it's all right. I'm over it, clearly.
No, you're not.
No, I'm not. I'll never get over that fucking game.
All right, guys. Well, this was fun. So for everybody out there, if you're still watching, I don't know why, but what I would do is I would hit that like button on the way out, please, if you could. And Leon, big fella, take us away.
Yeah, make sure you guys drop a like Pierre said on the video on the way out. Subscribe to the channel, viewsfromthevault.com for your official merch. For Pierre, Leon, Jason, Neil, Kyle, and Ben. Be out, guys. Stay fitted.
Go Birds!